Hey everybody, welcome back. Same day as that fertilizer spreading video. We're working the field down now. It's pretty dry, not really any dust flying, but I want to show you my setup here. We got the John Deere disc and we got a log. We're dragging a log. This log has seen better days. It needs to be replaced, and it's also the log I used to have when I had a different disc that was 2 foot narrower. So really that log should be 2 foot wider, but I wasn't doing a lot of tillage this year, so I wasn't going to deal with it. I've been using this log now with this disc for a couple of years because I really haven't been doing a lot. So, but anyway, so I want to show you here how we smooth out the field. The finished pass, here's sort of the before and the after. So I'm going to try and get you down here. I know sometimes the camera. This has been disced twice with just a disc. I didn't do any plowing in this field, chisel plowing, nothing, because it was corn last year. So I ran the disc the same direction we're going first, and then the second pass I ran the opposite direction. So what you're seeing here is me, well, the ground being disced this way. That's what this rough ground is. So you can see kind of, you know, it's definitely better than it was, but you can see how lumpy it is. I would not want to seed a hayfield down in anything that looks like that. So what the log does is it takes this and turns it into that. You can see now, you know, that's not 100% perfect, but the seeder I use has Cultipacker wheels on it. And then if we need to, we'll run a roller over it too, just to kind of help it out a bit. But that is a lot better than that. So that's kind of my secret here. We use the log. You can get a telephone pole, works good too. You don't want it too big and heavy for a couple reasons. One, if the ground is soft, you don't want to be pulling too much. Now you can see here it's taken off a high spot, there it's taken off a high spot, and it'll work that and kind of fill in some low spots. Again, it's not going to make it yard quality like your lawn, but it's good for a hayfield. So, but anyway, so you don't want one too big because you don't want it digging in too much. And also, if you do any road travel, what it's easy to do is take that, you take one end of the log, you set it up on top of the disc, then you take the other end and you can hook it right on there so that you go down the road, you get in your field, you roll it back off, chain it, and you're good to go. So I only use the log on the finished pass. I don't use it on any other passes. And a couple other things to keep in mind with this if you want to try this little trick. The ground has to be worked over pretty good. If you have a lot of sod chunks, it's, you know, it'll kind of grab them. It won't work real well for a bunch of sod chunks. If you have a lot of rock, and I don't mean like smaller rocks, but if you have stuff that's a decent size that the log can grab a hold of, sometimes it'll pull a rock with it and it'll leave like a groove behind, and you got to stop, get out, excuse me, get out and move that rock. So if you do see any rocks while you're discing, if you go through and pick them quick, that helps too. So it doesn't work perfectly in every situation. You have to have the right conditions, but when you do, it works pretty good and it's cheap. Again, that was just a firewood log and some chain I had laying around, and I've been using it for years. So like I said, it needs to be replaced. You can kind of see here how it's kind of rotting away on me, but it's still getting the job done, and it will this year. So and seeing those knots reminds me, when you pick something out, either make sure you cut a bunch of your knobs off on the side that's going to be down, or find a log that doesn't have a bunch of branches on it. That's why an old telephone pole works pretty good, because you know you can leave it outside and it won't rot away on you because it's treated, and it's also usually pretty smooth. So anyway, so that's the setup here. I've rambled on enough, over 4 minutes now. Just trying to give people some information about this, maybe make somebody else's life easier too. I know it can be frustrating when you're trying to finish a field off and it's just kind of lumpy or crappy, and you think, oh, I should buy some $20,000 tillage attachment and blah blah blah. So this could be an answer to that. So I'm going to stop talking. I will throw the camera up in the window there. We'll go around a couple times. I'll show you how it works as we're going around, and so that'll be that. We're all done. There it is. It's not perfect. If you get any ridges or anything because of the log, you can raise the disc and just kind of drive over the ridges and let the log take care of them. Also, if you want a super nice seed bed, you can let that dry out a little bit, in my case, because it's kind of damp underneath. Let it dry out good, and then you could go over it again if you wanted. I don't have time for that, so this is just gonna have to do. It's not perfect, but it's pretty smooth. I think the Cultipacker will pack it down some, and like I said, if we have to roll it. So anyway, that's it for this video. Just a quick demonstration of how I level a field, try and get it pretty smooth. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. Happy to answer them. And thanks for watching the video. Don't forget the thumbs up button, please, the subscribe button, the little bell icon, all those little buttons. Hit them all. All right, and thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video.